There's some things you just have to say, like you just have to make plain, like you have to make yourself known, if that makes any sense.
We were all mostly survivor and coming from different, perspective, that we were able to work together. I mean, as an immigrant, as a native, as Latinx, different places that we've been, but also experienced differently. And we were able to say, hey, wait a minute, we need to hear our voices.
It was an opportunity to look at prevention strategies through through a queer and BIPOC, a variety of lenses that hadn't been done before.
For me, Community Voices was a group of people, or in that case, we were service providers who were working with a group of people who just really got tired of hearing like, we don't exist, we don't see you, they don't show up at our doors, we don't have any people like that in our community. And I was like, what? We're all invisible? Like, it was really just kind of like a statement, like, whether you serve us or not, we exist. So stop saying that we don't exist. Whether you serve us or not, we have opinions about what services are helpful. You can choose to listen or not, but stop saying that we don't exist. Like, I don't know that I expected it to go any further initially than just proving to people like, we do exist, we are here.
When we start getting involved with the OCBA, I think that helps a lot also, that we were speaking out of, what is need of our community. We become the voice of our community. And I think that was something that I really cherish, is that I was able to change some of those attitude within the state, and we were able to instill something in there that really benefits more survivor, more community that can't speak for themselves. Yeah.
Community Voices for me, it was a welcomed time. Come together and we would share our successes, our challenges, and we would just lift each other up and think outside the box about how to go about getting the needs of our community served.
The community voices, we were able to make changes and influence, and until now they are using that. So, I think we did a lot. We worked a lot. It was not easy for us, but now looking back, I'm like, wow, we were able to be a troublemaker.
The good trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because of that, I feel like I was empowered by, wow, I didn't realize we can do something, to make it better for those people that can't speak for themselves. Yeah. So we become their
So-
voice.
I think it was probably through doing the work at Community Voices that I got focused on doing an LGBT group for survivors, and reached out to the director at Seattle Counseling Service at the time and asked her if we could just come and do it for free, because it was a mental health agency serving the LGBT community. And she turned me down because it didn't have any revenue for her. And I was like, what? So that later on, I never forgot that. And later on, when I was talking about moving to SBS, and I brought that story to my interview process and said, this is where, responding to the emerging needs or the needs that have been unmet or ignored is really critical in community. So anyway.
I left every meeting feeling renewed and revitalized. And no matter what was going on in my local community, and there were some challenges, I was always able to come back after a Community Voices meeting and I could do it. I could face those challenges with a renewed energy. And yeah, it really fed me a lot.
Gail Stringer just popped into my mind. Miss her. Community Voices was an opportunity to really think differently and develop different strategies and be more culturally consistent and recognize different ways of doing that work. Community Voices really engaged in that process for me. And I learned a lot from it and brought a lot of my experiences to it as well. So, yeah.
One of the things that we were doing was we were working on a metaphor, and I wish I had kept that information, but we were working on a metaphor to describe the relationship in our collective view of how the state as a funder and how WICSAP at the time as the technical assistance and training provider, the best ways that they could support communities that experience being othered. And it was a metaphor of a pond ecosystem, and everything in the picture represented some aspect of the service system that we've created in our state, and how it's connected to the natural relationship that all things have with each other. And it was really powerful.
I'm thinking like, then how can we move forward? Who are the people that, because we need to figure out a way. I mean, this is always my concern is like, once we stop. It has to continue. So we need to look into how the young generation that have the same passion, and it will be difficult.
We need it again. And we're experiencing that work that we've dedicated our entire adult lives to. I feel like we're in the face of that backlash. And what I pray is that it tells us that we are hitting the nail on the head. We are digging into some core issues, challenges, problems of how this society is orchestrated and organized. And the backlash tells us that we are making a difference, that we are actually changing the way things have been, and that we need to have strength and power and support of each other to get through this. Yeah.
If other people have the capacity to have a negative and harmful impact on us, either personally or on a larger scale, then we too have power to influence the world. So I think that's really important for us to remember.